Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your YouTube settings. It's your favorite movie podcast, and I'm your host, Paul Gursky.
He's absolutely right, folks. We're live and in living color, without the live part because we recorded this last week. But I'm guilty of not reading the intro script before Paul makes any changes.
So please sit back, relax. It's the end of comedy month, and this is Theme on Screen. Hey, Katelynn.
Hello, Paul.
Did-
How you doing?
Did I get you with that last minute script change there?
No.
Well,
Okay, let's
welcome to episode 39.
Yes. Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm okay, Katelynn. How are you? It's been a long time since I've seen you in real life. I kind of forgot what you looked like.
I know. I don't love that. It feels weird not to see you every weekend.
Is this
so-
the longest stretch of the year where we are going to go without hanging out? Because I really don't know when the next time I'm going to see you is.
Yeah. It's a real bummer, real shame. We're
You
just going
don't
to really have
sound-
to make the most of today.
I guess this podcast is how we maintain our friendship.
Well, I mean, you don't have to go away this weekend if you don't want to.
Okay.
Or
I'll
actually,
tell
you go,
Katie.
I'll keep Katie. Yeah, you go, I'll keep Katie.
How am I going to get up there?
That's not my business.
Okay. Well, then we would still be on a streak of not seeing each other because I would still be gone. You would just see Katie.
Okay, nothing's working. I don't know. I don't know how to make a friendship work this way. I don't know what to do.
Well, I guess since the friendship is over, the podcast is over. Thank you for listening. Comedy month,
39,
everyone.
we made it.
39.
39,
That's the
that's
number. When we started out, we set 39 as the number we wanted to reach. So we've achieved our goals.
Great. All right. Thanks.
Yeah. One podcast for every year Caitlin's been alive.
That's not correct.
I don't know how old you are, so it's got to be close.
Gosh. All right. Do you want to just maybe talk about things that you've watched recently? Because no one needs to know how old I am.
I mean, it could be 39. I was just guessing. So I've only watched one movie recently, and as I said last week, I went to see The End of Oak Street in theaters last Friday by myself. If you are not aware, The End of Oak Street is a new dinosaur movie. Some have called it the best dinosaur movie since the first Jurassic Park, which honestly isn't really saying much because most of the Jurassic Park sequels are trash. I can't think of many other dinosaur movies except that one with like Adam Driver where he like is a spaceman and goes to the past to fight dinosaurs maybe.
What about We're Back?
Does that predate Jurassic Park? I mean, I did really like that movie when I was a little kid. I definitely watched it time and time again. And I guess Land Before Time, but...
Yeah, or Land Before Time, yeah.
Yeah, that's pre-Jurassic Park, though.
So would you say Land Before Time, Jurassic Park, End of Oak Street? Probably that order, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my rankings right there. But End of Oak Street was fun. It was just like, I don't know, just kind of your classic popcorn movie. Not really deep in that many ways, though. I don't know. I guess maybe you could find some thematic depth in it. It was definitely Paul had to put in his earbuds movie because we got some talkers. After having several good experiences in a row. We just got an annoying theater at 1 p.m. on a Friday.
That's what weren't they at work? Like, I mean, I know you had a half day. Did everybody have a half day?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't packed. There were probably like 20 or so people, but there were enough talkers that I was just like, well, earbuds going in. But, you know, when I had those in, it didn't really bother me too much. And yeah, the movie was fun. I think the biggest problem I had with it was the ending, which I thought they had a chance to do a kind of like dark and unexpected ending and take it in places that I didn't think they would have the balls to do, and they didn't. So it just kind of ended on a happy note, and I thought that was a little disappointing. And from what I read and listened to, like, they reshot this movie a lot, and it kind of got delayed, and I think we focus grouped it too much, and yeah, ending by committee. I think the original ending probably was a lot darker, and I would like to see that ending because I think it would have been a better movie, but it was a lot of fun. Ewan McGregor can't do a Michigan accent, so that was distracting. But other than that, you know, we had our girl Anne. She's still killing it this summer. Got to see some dinosaurs, and I think you would probably like it because there is a very explicit sexual scene in the movie. So
I think I heard about this, and I don't think I'm going to like it as much as you think I am because I feel like it might not be human.
You know, I don't want to spoil the movie too much, but
shucks.
You've never specified whether you just say you like sex scenes, so you finally get a movie with a graphic sex scene in it, and you're going to complain because it's between dinosaurs and not people. You heard
I
it
guess you're
here first,
right.
folks.
I
Women are
can't pick and
impossible to
choose.
please.
um, I don't know what a Michigan accent sounds like, but
Okay,
I'm
well, admit,
sorry that.
I literally just even an American accent. Like he didn't sound. I mean, it sounded like someone trying to do an accent, and it was bad.
Oh, all right. And what about so it was in Michigan. Did they say it was,
Yes.
or you just knew it? Okay.
I don't ever think they say, "Hey, we're in the state of Michigan," but like
Hey, Michiganders.
there's a magnet on their fridge that just the mitten in the UP, and like yeah, there's Fago, and the dad works for Chrysler, and I think several other just things in the background. But it's clearly a Detroit suburb.
Great. New York gets superheroes. We get dinosaurs destroying our street.
Well, actually, the street is transported back to the past, so
Okay, I didn't know that, so I don't know if
yeah.
that's a spoiler or not.
I don't think it would ruin your enjoyment of the movie. I think you can know that going in, and you'll be fine.
All right. Okay. Well, I watched a few. You want to hear
Okay, yeah, let's
from
hear
me?
yours.
Um, so over the weekend, Charlie and I watched Mickey 17. Um, I remember talking about it last year, just being excited about it, and it kind of fell off. It was one of those that I think there was a lot of hype around it, and then it was just kind of fizzled out. It was
Katie
definitely
and I
different
saw
than
it opening weekend.
yeah, I definitely thought I guess I didn't have any thoughts about it whatsoever, and it was not what I thought that it was going to be. But Robert Pattinson's great. He really adapts to any role. He can be funny and serious and silly and whatever else. Like I think he just loves the thrill of it, loves the
Mm-hmm.
acting, and yeah, he did a really great job in this. But yeah, like I said, not at all what I thought it was going to be. Um we
I
also
liked
watched
it.
72 Hours last night, and it's on Netflix, and it's got Marcelo Hernandez and Kevin Hart. This was actually suggested to me by one of friends of the podcast, Madison, who does my nails. Shout out Madison. But she was like, I watched it, and I can't remember what you said, Madison. Maybe sort of funny, or watch it because it's, sort of, I don't know, funny. It was funny. I don't think that it wasn't terrible. I gave it a 3. The average was like 2.5. But I liked seeing Marcelo outside of Saturday Night Live. I think that he has a lot of comedy to give, and he can't say the F word on SNL. So it was just kind of felt like him letting loose a little bit. Um, and so basically what it is a group of friends are going on a bachelor party, and they add a phone number to the group chat that's supposed to be their friend, but it's not their friend. It's Kevin Hart, and he's an older guy. This movie called me old in like 1,000 different languages because he's like, I'm only 40. And they're like, oh, you're old, man. And he decides to go to the bachelor party to like learn about young people and how they drink for his job and like all this other stuff. And then there was like this weird subplot where some sort of like Miami mafia people were like, you stole our drugs and you're a kingpin and we're going to come after you, which I think they totally could have wiped completely and just gone with the dynamic of the young people and Kevin Hart. But I didn't write the movie, so
I think I would have preferred it had you written the movie. I want to see the Katelynn cut. Release it now,
yeah,
Kevin Hart.
release the Katelynn cut. It would be a lot shorter too.
Short like
Um,
Marcello.
Yeah, I wonder if yeah, because like Kevin Hart's really short too,
Oh wow, a lot
and
of short kings in the movie.
yeah, and then there was like the one guy from Please Destroy, the redheaded guy. He's in there too.
Ben Marshall.
Yes, and he plays a guy who just broke up with his fiance, so he's like sad the whole time. It's
Relatable.
funny.
Because he
Yeah,
has red hair.
yeah, yeah. So there's some funny moments. It was a good laugh. Which actually brings me, I'm gonna jump down really quick to one of my other things I wanted to talk about, and I think it would be really important. And if anybody from any streaming company is listening, whether it's Netflix, Hulu, whomever, I think we have a real opportunity here to create a category by time. Because the other night when I'm looking for a movie and I was like, oh, this one looks good. Click it. 2.5 hours. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't have 2.5 hours. So maybe if there was a section for like 90 minutes or like, 1 hour laughs or something like that. Don't you think that would be a good idea?
That would be a great idea. I mean, they probably won't do it because they want you to just keep watching, so they want you to not pay attention to the time and get you sucked in for 2.5 hours, but I like it. I have, my giant Word or Google Doc that is my watch list, and I always put the times on there. So when Katie and I are looking for a movie to watch and it's like a Tuesday and I've got to get in bed by 9, I know, okay, these ones are an hour and a half. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So that's why I went with 72 hours, because I really don't want to start another TV show just yet. So, and honestly, what's out there for TV? Nothing. It's dry.
I was going to say, fortunately for you, the movie wasn't 72 hours.
Yeah, felt like it near the end. I was like, let's wrap this up, guys. Like, we're taking these jokes too long.
That's comedy month.
That's comedy month. It just went on a little bit too long. I did watch also, I think it was last week. I don't even remember if I said it, but did I tell you about me watching that, The Last House?
Oh, no, you didn't mention that either. I think Matt Turner watched that, but
Yeah, Matt Turner did.
Most people didn't seem to like it.
Well, that was another one where I had no idea what I was getting myself in for. I don't know, you might like it because the
sea monster?
Yeah, isn't it kind of like the Cthulhu?
I heard that from Sean Fennessy, but I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. And just because Cthulhu's in something doesn't mean, it's got to be good Cthulhu. I don't know if you can actually portray Cthulhu appropriately in a movie, so.
It honestly they kind of looked like Davy Jones in the Pirates of the Caribbean, but worse. Just
yeah.
I mean, he was wet, but they were just scarier, just grosser. I don't know how to explain it. But you had these two great actors, and I don't know if they were just looking for something to get a quick buck, to make their next movie. Netflix going to give them a lot of money to put themselves out there, and then they can go do a passion project. But it's you got Wagner Moura, who's this great actor nominated for Oscars last year, and give him nothing to work with. It's a bummer.
Yeah, and I don't know, has Greta Lee done anything interesting since Past Lives? I really like her too, but I feel like the role
she was on an episode of The Studio.
Okay, well, I meant movie-wise, but
yeah,
maybe.
That's all I got. That's all I got for you. And I'm not going to watch Past Lives. I that would probably be on the Katelynn crying, huh?
You should watch Past Lives. It's a good movie. Maybe Katelynn crying, but I don't
need that right now.
Maybe one crying Katelynn, but it's not going to be a full 3 crying Katelynn. Yeah, because
Isn't it about two people who are not meant for each other, but could be meant for each other in a different life? That's sad.
No, that's not what it's about. No.
Is it Cthulhu?
Yeah. It's not Cthulhu either.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Yeah, I'm looking at her filmography now, and she should get a better agent because she should be taking better roles because she was great in that movie.
She should be taking, yeah.
So yeah, just kind of some okay movies and a dud for you.
Yeah, pretty okay, pretty mid, bro.
Yeah,
I've learned a lot about how to speak like a youth from that movie, though, so that's good.
Well, that's good. I just haven't watched a lot of movies lately. I feel like we're really getting into the end of summer, and I'm just trying to maximize my summertime without sitting in front of a TV watching a movie. So I don't know. This is a hard part of the year. I'm 2 weeks away from my vacation. I really just need to make it to my vacation so I can kind of sit on the beach for a week and then reset. And then we'll be back. We'll watch all the movies.
I can't believe you're going to be gone for a whole week. This hurts. Especially because you're taking Katie with you.
You can hang out with my mom.
There's that. That's an option. Well, speaking of doing super fun stuff and me putting together something wonderful for you, listeners, if you listened to last week's episode,
money, please. Oh.
Paul put together a fun X-Men trivia for me. I think I did below average.
Bad.
Bad. I'm giving myself a little credit.
I asked Katie the questions, and she got almost all of them right. She could not get the original 5 X-Men. She kept saying, Wolverine, Storm, blah, 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 the ones that you said, too. And I was like, no, Katie, those are not the OG 5. But she did know School of Gifted Youngsters, Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. She knew who Beast was, and she got Kelsey Grammer right away. So she was a solid 4 out of 5 on that one.
Okay. All right.
I mean, there's a reason I married her. She's not just beautiful. She also knows some basic X-Men trivia.
I'm not
and that was in our vows.
And
That's
I don't
straight
know
from
X-Men,
our vows.
so I'm really on the low end here.
Okay, anyway, Friends trivia.
Friends trivia for you. Okay, get ready. Are you ready? Don't Google. Put hands up. I don't want to see any Googling. Some of these are softballs.
I
But
hope
let's
they're
see.
softballs because I mean I know some Friends things, but
And then also they're only season 1 through 6 because I wanted to make sure I could answer them if the question arose, and that's where I'm at with my rewatch.
so
So
we're not going to get any questions about Paul Rudd.
no, no. Okay.
My phone is over here, so just like if I don't have my hands up, I'm not like looking at my phone down here.
Okay. All right, guys. First, the TV guide gets delivered to Chandler and Joey's apartment weekly. Who is it addressed to?
Okay, I think I actually do know this one.
You
I
probably
believe
do.
it is Chenandler Bong.
Yes, Miss
Okay.
Chenandler Bong is correct.
Okay.
That's one. I'm gonna bold these.
That's
so
going to
I
be
know
my
which one you
only
get.
one.
Yeah. Okay. When ugly naked guy moves out of his apartment, who moves in?
I don't know. Ross?
Yeah.
Because Ross sees Monica and Chandler having sex from across the thing, and that's where they would watch Ugly Naked Guy from, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you got it. Yeah. All right. Not bad, not bad. Which Vegas casino does Joey briefly work at?
Well, I don't know that one. Is it a casino that's currently open or is it closed?
It's open.
I mean, I really want to say Oyo, but that's probably wrong.
We've been there, if that helps.
Let's go with the Bellagio.
Wrong. You want to try again?
No, you can just tell me. I could just
Caesar's
name.
Palace.
Oh, it's Caesar's.
Yeah.
You should have said just go down the street a little bit. You should have given me a direction.
Because remember he goes for a movie and the movie gets shut down because of no money. And so then he starts working there as like a gladiator to take photos.
No, I actually don't remember that.
Oh, okay. Me neither. Why does Chandler hate Thanksgiving?
Didn't his dad leave or dad come out as a woman or something?
Close.
Mom left when his dad came out as a woman?
Okay, sort of. He found out they were getting a divorce on Thanksgiving.
Oh. Okay.
So sort of close. Yeah. All right, this one's a little tough and it can be a two-parter. You can get one, none, or both. Ross has an issue with people at his work eating his sandwich. Can you name what makes the sandwich so good?
No, I can't. The only sandwich thing I know about Friends is the Moist Maker.
That's it. That's
it is wait, so it is the Thanksgiving one?
Maker.
Okay, so
it's right after Thanksgiving,
it's leftover from Thanksgiving. You take the ingredients and make a sandwich out of it. So
right, but what's the Moist Maker piece?
The turkey, the mashed potatoes, another piece of bread in the middle with the gravy on it.
Yes, you got it.
I know the Moist Maker.
There you go. Okay. This one can also be a two-pointer. How many babies does Phoebe get pregnant with, and whose babies are they?
They're her brother's babies because she's the surrogate, and I think it's... Oh, gosh. I was going to say twins, but is it triplets?
It is triplets, yep.
Okay.
And do you remember her brother? Her
brother's Giovanni Ribisi.
And his wife, do you remember their name?
I don't, but is his wife the mom from that 70s show?
It is, yeah. Kitty.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the characters' names.
Frank Jr. and Alice. So I won't even attempt to ask you the name of the babies.
I'm going to go with Todd Jr., and Katelynn.
Todrick. Okay, more baby questions. What is the name of Ross's son with Carol?
Oh gosh. I should know this, and I don't. Wow. It's Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. It's those kids.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it the Sprouses when he's really young?
No.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Don't Google, because you're going to find out his name.
I can't remember his name.
It's Ben.
Ben, okay.
Yeah. All right, wrong.
Marcel's the monkey.
Marcel is the monkey. All right, Rachel was supposed to marry who?
Oh, I don't remember. I mean, it was her like high school boyfriend, right?
Do you remember his job, maybe?
I don't remember his job. See, I could have told you who Ross was going to marry, but I can't tell you who Rachel was going to marry. Because that's like the first episode.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Barry, the dentist.
Barry. Oh, Barry the dentist.
All right, two more. Monica dated Richard, a friend of her parents, and he was much older. What was his job?
Tom Selleck. It was Tom Selleck, right?
Well, yeah, but I asked you what his job was.
I don't remember what his job was. Was he also a doctor, a dentist?
He was a doctor, but he was not a dentist.
A podiatrist.
No, he was an eye doctor.
Optometrist.
Yes. Okay, last one. This one's difficult-ish because I got it wrong when I guessed it. How many sisters does Joey have?
Oh, the Tribbiani girls? Like 5, 6,
7.
7.
Yeah, I guessed 8. Gina, Tina, Dina, Mary Angela, Mary Therese, Veronica, and Cookie.
Mm, that sounds right. I wouldn't have been able to get any of those. I
Well, you did
remember
good
it was a
though.
lot.
Yeah, you
Well,
got 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4
I
right.
guess I have a little bit of an advantage because I have seen episodes of the show Friends, whereas you have never even read an X-Men comic. So,
Well, we can try something again later. Like maybe I could do a Sex of the City trivia. Something that you would have no idea.
yeah, it would be much worse at that. I can tell you, Carrie is the one in Manola Blahniks.
Oh my god, I don't think I've ever heard you say Manolo Blahniks. My pits just started sweating.
Well, that's what she's obsessed with, the shoes.
She has a lot of shoes.
Okay, well, that's the one I know.
That's the one that Big proposes to her with.
Big dies.
Okay, before he dies. He proposes with a Manolo.
I didn't
Well,
know
that was
that.
fun.
I've
You did a
never
good
seen an
job.
episode of that show. Okay, so it was only Cole. It wasn't Dylan. It wasn't both. But Cole did play Ben. In 7 episodes. Oh, seasons 6 through 8. So it was 7 and 8, but you said up through 6 counts. So I was right about that.
Okay. All right. Didn't look like him.
Well, once again, just proving that I know more about Friends than you do.
Okay. Well, whatever. How about the movie we watched for this week? Do you want to talk about that? Do you know anything about that one?
I actually didn't watch it, so I was just going to completely improvise all of my takes from this movie, just like they improvised in the movie that we're talking about, Waiting for Guffman.
Yeah.
So we'll see if you can tell that I didn't actually see the movie.
Okay.
So this movie stars a real who's who of Christopher Guest characters and, well, I guess actors that are frequently in Christopher Guest movies. As Corky St. Clair, Christopher Guest himself, Eugene Levy as Dr. Alan Pearl, Fred Willard as Ron Albertson, the late, great, amazing Catherine O'Hara as Sheila Albertson, Parker Posey as Libby Mae Brown, Louis Arquette as Clifford Woolley. From Close Encounters of the Third Kind, we've got Bob Balaban as Lloyd Miller, Matt Kiesler as Johnny Savage, and somewhere in there was David Cross too. So
yeah, he has a quick mo. Okay. I'll tell the listeners a little bit about this movie. Like we said, it's pretty loose. As the town of Blaine, Missouri, approaches its sesquicentennial, they decide to celebrate with a huge parade fair and, of course, with a musical revue called Red, White, and Blaine. With hopes that this show will be his ticket back to Broadway, Corky St. Clair rounds up a group of local talent, very quote, talent to star in his masterwork. He also decides to send out letters to all talent agencies, hoping that they will send a rep to see his performance, and they get one to bite. A man named Mort Guffman says he will come and see the show. The movie then follows this group of actors and their mini rehearsals as they hope to get their chance at fame. In the end, we do get to see the performance that the team put together and worked so hard on. Sadly, though, Mort Guffman is unable to make it as he is stuck in New York because of snow. But the hard work of these actors doesn't go unnoticed, as each uses their newfound fame to try something new, or in some cases return to their old life. But Corky finally returns to New York and opens a novelty shop selling what I can only assume is DIY'd scenes from famous movies.
well, there's some memorabilia and stuff too. It's not just like a DIY.
Well, he only really
completely.
shows off that DIY thing.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
You're gonna start DIYing?
I'm gonna start
Some-
DIYing action figures from movies that don't deserve action figures. Coming up first, my Waiting for Guffman action figures.
Yeah, I've already started paper mache.
So, director thoughts. I think this is my third Christopher Guest film. I have seen Best in Show a few times, and I have also seen Spinal Tap. And I find Christopher Guest quite funny.
Excuse me, I burped.
I will edit that out.
That was yes. This is also my third film, so I like the style. I don't think that this is getting into general thoughts, I guess. I didn't find this one as funny as the other two.
You want to talk about general thoughts? Or do you
Well,
want
I
to say
didn't
more
have more
about
to say
Christopher
about
Guest?
Christopher Guest. You probably had more than I did. Go ahead.
Oh no, I mean I just really enjoy his movies. Yeah, he obviously works in the mockumentary style and works with a lot of the same actors that are good at improvisation. They shoot like 1 million hours of footage and then somehow edit it down to a tight 90. And
Hmm.
yeah, obviously he's been working in the mockumentary style far before we got shows like The Office or, I don't know, Parks and Rec, other shows that are kind of known for being, our modern day mockumentaries. He really pioneered a lot of that, and I just enjoy it so much.
And he's married to Jamie Lee Curtis.
He is married to Jamie Lee Curtis, and he's royalty. Or I think he
I
is maybe
saw
no
that.
longer royalty because they like dissolved the position or something. I don't know how the monarchy works, but
Hate that.
hate it.
Hate it. All
So
right.
we've
Well,
really got
general.
some connections in
Sorry.
Comedy Month though, because we've got Jamie Lee Curtis's father, and then her husband. So she's the real connective
Whoa.
tissue
Yeah.
for
We
two of the
really,
four movies we watched. I don't know.
we
We can
really
probably
did be
find
doing that.
some other ways she's connected. I just thought of it now though, so I should have put some more effort into that one.
Well, we could have watched Freaky Friday and just really wrapped that up.
Oh, we could have. Maybe next year.
That's a comedy. Do you want to go into your general thoughts? Because I kind of stepped on.
So Katie and I were discussing the movie last night and some of our thoughts, and we both kind of were like, huh, is this sneakily my favorite Christopher Guest movie that I've seen?
Oh,
And I really like Spinal Tap and I really like Best in Show, but honestly, I kind of just had a smile on my face the entire time I was watching this and got a lot of laugh outs from me. And I just really, really enjoyed it. And I was happy to hear that my wife said the same thing too, because I thought it was very funny and just really well done. I do think it's a little bit different than those other two because I think in Best in Show and Spinal Tap, the characters are all pretty much buffoons and it's harder to root for them. Whereas these characters are buffoons too, but you kind of want them to succeed,
they're
even though
like
you know they
endearing
won't.
buffoons.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
endearing. And I guess my other general thought is like this movie might be kind of really sad too, even though it did make me laugh a lot. And yeah,
You mean
because it's
like,
about
I'll just go back to Dairy Queen. There'll always be a place for me at Dairy Queen.
I do remember that, but I guess this is more like a theme of the movie, but it's just about people trying to follow their dreams, but they're just not very good. I don't know. It's like starting a podcast because you really like the big picture, but then just being me.
Okay. I don't think this is my favorite Christopher Guest. I actually liked Best in Show just a little bit more, but that's not to say I didn't like Waiting for Guffman. Like I liked both of them, so it was like almost just kind of, one right after the
Yeah.
other.
You like
I
Best in Show just because it has the dogs in it, don't you?
Yeah,
That gives
and
you,
Jennifer
that's the little
Coolidge.
hair it needs. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's a dog in this, like it would have really put it over the edge. But I think you're right. There is something just a little endearing about each and every one of these characters. Like they're just trying their best. They're not
Mm-hmm.
great. And no one ever tells them they're not great. So they just keep trying.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's almost like borderline embarrassing to watch
A
someone
little
try
bit.
like so hard and it's just not going well. I mean, even from the first jump, with Eugene Levy's character auditioning, and it was like the song that just wouldn't stop, and he just kept just like auditioning and keep going, and then with Catherine and her husband character just
Fred Willard.
Fred Willard, sorry, just really getting after it. And, we do this all the time. And it's like, these people, like each of these, like as somebody who was in the theater, like I know these people. I've seen each kind of one of these characters.
Like the
And I
couple
think
that just thinks they're hot shit because they're like the stars of local theater.
yeah. Well, the same thing goes for like, one of the kids who was in my high school and he got roles in every single play, whether he was the lead or like close to the lead. And it was just like kind of an inflated ego at that. Like, oh, I already know how she does this because I've been in 4 shows. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, give the rest of us a shot, So it just like, for me, it almost felt a little too real at times.
Too close to home for you?
Yeah. I was like, oh man, should I go back and join a theater group? Like, am I
I
missing
feel like you
something
should,
here?
honestly. If you did join an adult theater company, I'd come see your play.
You would?
I feel like that would be a good outlet for you. You're a natural performer and you like to sing.
That's true. I do. I'll think about it. It's a lot of work. I mean, would I
It is a lot
be
of
able to
work.
come to the pod each week,
Yeah, you would have to go to rehearsals and stuff, so how would we be podcasting? I don't know.
Yeah, And then my dad would have to tell me that I have to work on Cars and I can't come and do the show
You hate when that
and
happens.
ruin opening night. This is opening night.
I know that your family has always pushed you towards the mechanical arts and you've just, you've always been drawn to the performing arts, and it's just been a
I
real push
know.
pull with you and your
It
family.
has. It's a real High School Musical,
Hmm.
basketball or performing on the stage.
Yeah. Well, let's get our head back in the game. Um, Themes of the movie. Okay, so unlike every other movie, I actually do think this movie had some themes. We finally found a comedy
Okay.
with some themes.
Yeah.
Did you think it
Go
had
for it.
had themes?
I got 3 of them. They're not great, but
Okay.
I got 3.
Well, I think we already touched on like your level of talent versus your dreams. Like your dreams can be as high as you want them to be, but at some point they're actually matched by reality and what you can do. And no amount of, I don't know, like as much as Eugene Levy's character might have practiced, he is probably never gonna reach further than performing for old ladies at nursing homes or whatever, or community theater, whatever. So
Mhm.
yeah, I guess, yeah, ambition versus reality.
Yeah, I had that one too. I see it mostly with the Corky character. I mean, even from the beginning, he says that he was off Broadway,
Hmm.
and he wants to get back there, and he thinks that this is the vehicle to do so. And so it's just like, what's higher, his ambition, or there's like the delusion that this could actually work out.
Hmm.
And then and then kind of rubbing that off onto the rest of the cast, because they all, although they're all excited to be in the show, it's like once they find out that Guffman, is going to come and see this, they really like ramp up into gear, thinking that this could be
Hmm.
the moment. Like this could be our big break.
Well, and I guess that leads me into my next theme that I had, which I wrote like a paragraph or something because I couldn't really boil down my feelings into exactly what I thought, but
Okay.
just the idea of wanting to escape, especially if you're in a small town, and not that we really are in a small
Oh,
town, but
yeah.
we're like, we're in the suburbs of Metro Detroit. It's not as lame as Blaine. But honestly, I think even in the movie they said something like Blaine's a little city with a big heart, which is literally the slogan that the city where I was born uses. So
That must be a hot one.
yeah, but
When
anyway, just like
Googling town slogan.
that idea of there's something more out there, and like, sure, I could be content, and I am content, just like sitting in the backyard with a bottle of suds, my dogs, and my wife, and I'm happy. But there's always kind of like, oh man, maybe I should start a podcast and I could be famous, and like, yeah, the wanting to reach for more, wanting to escape a little bit, like, I think that's what the idea of Guffman like taking these people away, wanting something more for their lives.
Mhm.
Escape, I guess.
Okay.
Escape. You don't think that was in the movie?
No, I felt it. I just didn't write that one, but I like where your head's at. I wrote down for my next one just art for art's sake.
Hmm.
Um,
That's a good
like
one.
I was talking just a moment ago, it reminded me a lot of being in the theater in high school. Um, and honestly, sometimes I would just perform like I thought that there was a talent scout out there. I would often sing when we would go shopping, just in case, like what if somebody was there
Just
and
in
they
case
heard
you got
me?
discovered at the mall, but
Yeah,
really you were
yeah,
just pissing off everyone.
yeah. No, and my
Hmm.
mom
Yeah.
like just stop singing.
Carol, you're a
Um,
saint.
but yeah, I said that they didn't have like a lot of money to put this on. And although Corky did, quit at one point because he couldn't get any more money, Corky, don't kill yourself. We love you. He picked it up and made the show the best that they could. I honestly, I'll talk about it a little bit and I'll bring it up now, but I was happy that they actually did show us the performance because
Oh, so,
I
yeah.
wanted to see. Yeah, I wanted to see like what they put together. And
Hmm.
yeah, it absolutely looks like exactly what it says it is, like a small town putting
Hmm.
together, making paper mache heads, like making these songs that sometimes are a little weird. But yeah, but it's just for like the love of art.
Hmm.
That's what, like at the end of the day,
Yeah, that's
you
a
love
really
it, you do
good
it.
and positive one. I kind of also, maybe in a similar vein to what we've said before, but like the inability to actually escape who you are. Like Corky said, he thought he was going to start a new life when he got to Blaine, and he was going to be maybe a construction worker or, a guy on a high beam, but he ended up
Yeah.
back in the arts because that's really who he is and that's what fulfills him. So
Well, he had to make a living for his wife,
he did have to make a living for his wife.
the
Yeah.
wife that we never see. And then the last one was probably just kind of the same as art for art's sake, but there was a lot of joy in this film.
Hmm.
that delusion, and like he just kind of added to them just all being so excited about doing
Yeah.
everything all the time, and then they just got closer like as their little theater troupe, and there was a joy aspect of it that
There was, and I think that's why I felt like it was kind of bittersweet because we're looking at it from the outside and we know that they're delusional and they're actually not very good at anything that they're doing. But you do, I
Mhm.
mean, you can't help but root for them. You want those little goofballs to succeed, even though they are just severely lacking in talent. Which I mean leads me to think like, every week when Matt sends me a text and like, I really love the pod this week, like great job. Do you think Matt's just kind of feeding into our delusion? Do we need him just be like, hey, you're never going to be CR, just be who you are, and probably only
um
20 people are ever going to listen to this?
no, because he doesn't have to say anything. No one does.
That's true. Matt's a
That's how I
positive
look
guy
at
though.
it.
Hmm.
Well, if he didn't like it, then you would know because he wouldn't say anything.
Oh yeah, now
His silence would speak.
if I don't get a text message from him on a Monday, I'm just gonna be like, oh wow, Katelynn and I fucked that episode up
Wow,
so
he hated
hard.
that one. Great.
He's deliberately not gonna text me this Monday just to mess with me.
Yeah, guess the show's over. Matt didn't like it.
That probably would be when we end the podcast.
Right.
Okay. Thoughts on the cast of this movie? There's a lot of them.
Sure. My first one was Christopher Guest. I think that he just really committed to that role. I thought he was funny. Like his dancing moments were really funny. The accent that he was doing was very funny.
Hmm.
And I like seeing when actors throw themselves kind of into that. You know what I mean? Like I honestly, all of them threw themselves into the role. I
Hmm.
don't think anybody uh lacked. I don't think that anybody was like a weak link. Maybe what's his name? Johnny? But he was barely in it.
Johnny was barely in it.
Yeah, so I don't really want to count him. But like the
Yeah.
main like troupe, yeah, they were all in there. They were all in there to win it. And then when you find out that most of this stuff was based on just like a loose outline of like you're going to perform and then they
Mm.
just did it, that even means a little bit more at that point. Like that they are so good at improv
Hmm.
and just kind of acting, keeping that story going. I'm not great at improv, and I would probably lose my story, forget that I'm married to this guy or something like that, and just ruin that whole take. So, I just think that he played it well. I think it was kind of contested online from what I was seeing. That was he like mocking that kind of theater leader, putting on kind of that, and he never said he was gay, but like putting on that he was gay and things like that.
So that's,
And
yeah,
was
I
he
did have
making
that.
fun of the community?
I don't think he
I don't
was
know.
making fun of Katie, and I did talk about that last night too. I did think
Hmm.
30 years removed from this movie, just having a gay character that no one realizes is gay is kind of just like I don't, it's not a joke that I really find funny in 2026.
Yeah.
Um, that being said, I don't think they were mean spirited about it at all. Katie actually
No.
brought up Schitt's Creek and how like no one there cares that David's gay, and it just,
Hmm.
I don't know if no one really cared in this movie, or the joke was that they're just so oblivious to the fact that this guy is supposed to be gay, and his never seen wife.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was still really funny in the role, and I don't think it was mean spirited. I don't think he's poking fun a little bit, but like, kind of just like a wink and a nudge. Not really. He's not punching down. So yeah, and I guess another thing, like everyone in their roles, these are all super talented people acting like they're not talented at all, and like acting like
That
you're a
says
bad
something.
actor
Yeah.
is really hard to pull off. So, and they all did such a great job with that. So,
Hmm. Yeah, definitely agree. And then I mentioned like Eugene Levy, of course, and
mhm.
you can just see with his roles in these movies, these Christopher Guest movies, you can just see where he's getting ready for Schitt's Creek. Like
Mhm.
it's like there's pieces of it in there. And same for Catherine O'Hara because she's an angel and I miss her daily. And then Parker Posey I wrote down too because I don't think I've ever seen her as a youth. Like everything I've seen of her has been older. She was great.
Yeah, I wrote that I was a little bit in love with her in this movie. She was like
I
27, so not
thought you
quite a
might be.
youth, but
She was 27.
yeah,
Wow, they really made her look like a high school
yeah.
student.
But I
Yeah.
mean, I always like Parker Posey, and yeah, pretty much everything that I see her in, especially in Christopher Guest movies. But I don't know, there was just
Okay.
something about the character in this one that I was like, oh, my heart goes out to you. I would go smoke cigarettes with you at the Dairy Queen, and we could try to come up with new ice cream together. I don't know.
Yeah, she had some ideas, and then
It's mostly just
just
ice
her.
cream, though.
I could really go for some ice cream. Oh my gosh. Anybody else that you wanted to mention for
Well, I did
cast?
see it. It's really nice just seeing Katelynn and Eugene on screen together. Like whenever you get a chance to see them on screen together, they're not a
Okay.
couple in this movie like they are in Best in Show, but it's still just yeah. They obviously I think Schitt's Creek is a show that meant a lot to both of us. So kind of just
Yeah.
anytime we get to see them act together, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I think Fred Willard, he just has in like any of the stuff you see. I mean, he's got that ability to play a character that you kind of think is a douche, but you might get a beer with him anyway. Like, it's just okay enough that it was your next door neighbor. Like, okay, yeah, maybe come over, we'll grill some burgers. They're
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
annoying, but he's really good at playing that kind of character, and I think he pulled it off here. Like, yeah.
yeah. Well, he just did a good
Um.
job just kind of making you feel like it's the friendship, like a friendship group,
Hmm.
like you're waiting for Madge-Off, like just a friendship
Yeah.
group getting together and having a good time. Like this is your character, do something with it. You could see
And they were
that.
kind of, busting Eugene Levy's balls a little bit at the beginning because he was the new guy, but then by the end of the movie, you could see they were a pretty tight knit group. And I guess it is cool because I've never been part of a theater program or anything, but I know those communities, like, form fairly intensely. Is that
Oh
accurate
yeah,
to you, those theater kid
it is. Yeah.
experiences? Yeah.
Yep.
I
Mm-hmm.
did like it's a smaller part, but I like Bob Balaban too, just because I think he actually had actual talent and like his butting heads with Corky because he was trying to make the show better, and so I don't know, that
Yeah.
rivalry and dynamic was just pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. His Corky's kind of overbearing personality, like wanting
Hmm.
to get it as best as he could, but for him and what he wanted,
Hmm.
definitely overshadowed the actual talented person. Like I
Yeah.
would be very pissed.
So I
Plot
think that's
thoughts.
most of the cast anyway, but they all did a good job. And if I could go back to 1996 and go on a date with Parker Posey, or not even Parker Posey, Libby Mae Brown, I would.
Something about that small town girl.
Oh, and it was a smaller part too, but I actually really did like it's Linda Cash that played Eugene Levy's wife. Like she was just so sweet and she was rooting for her husband so much.
She
And
was so
she
sweet.
definitely had talent blinders on because she also didn't realize, but she just, it's her husband performing that role and she's just so happy for him. And I
I
thought
know.
that
I
was,
felt
yeah,
that.
that was
Yeah.
endearing and just really cute.
Yep. I mean, not that John's in the theater, but there was like one time where at Quicken Loans and the Family of Companies, he had to he invented something and then he had to perform it. And I remember just being so proud of him and like going there. And it could have been the worst thing he'd ever thought of or anybody had ever thought of. But I was just like, you know,
Yeah.
there's something there.
Love blinders.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that plot though?
It was there. I don't know. Is there anything really to the plot? What did I have?
I just wrote that it was kind of, you already mentioned it, but
Yeah, I kind of did.
like an episode of The Office. It's just like, here's your central theme, and then everybody kind of
Hmm.
revolve around it. Like, I feel as though this movie would have done numbers if it was a TV show, if we had actually fleshed out the city of Blaine and like maybe the people in the town and things like that. I think this would have cooked. I think this would
That
have
could have
cooked. I would
been
have watched it.
interesting. I probably would have
Yeah.
watched it too. I thought it was fine as a movie,
Yeah, like
but
focus on the theater group and the shenanigans and things like that.
I did
And
see on
maybe
the
each
Wikipedia page there's like a bootleg copy of like a 2-hour cut of the movie where more stuff got left in. I don't know how to find that. Probably illegally on the internet somewhere, but
All right, well,
I'd
I can
watch
take
it.
that out.
Okay.
I can take that out.
Yeah, again, like a lot of the comedies, there's not a lot of plot here. Katelynn pretty much explained the entire plot when she went over the summary of the plot, but it's cute. What do we usually talk about when we talk about plot, when we have movies with more of plot?
You usually say something to the effect of like comedies are just a
Capitalism?
vehicle to get from joke to joke,
Well,
which
yeah, but what are movies that aren't comedies? What do I usually say for plot thoughts there? It's been so long since we've
something about
watched
the
a non-comedy.
government
Um, yeah, I guess capitalism is bad because they couldn't get enough money to put on their show because in the U.S. we
because
don't support the arts. Yeah,
the
the
pool
pool.
needed like
They keep that pool filled in the
chlorine or
summer.
something. Yeah.
Um, But yeah, we should really support the arts more. There should be, Canada does a good job of it. Why can't the US? Thanks. Thanks for letting me get political.
There we go. There's
You
your
really saved the
soapbox.
podcast there.
There wasn't a lot of plot here besides a group of people putting on a show and we follow them. And there doesn't need to be more than that.
Yeah.
I did see, some questions of did the movie kind of not fail, but lack because there wasn't much of a script and it was kind of very loose and just up to the interpretation of the actors in each scene. Like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Did it suffer, because of it? I don't
My
think
answer
so.
to that is no.
I
I
don't
mean,
think
that's
so.
what he does with all of his movies, and I think they've worked. I mean, I guess this is earlier in his career, but I think they've worked it out, and he's working with such a talented and funny group of people that, again, it was my favorite Christopher Guest movie, so I'm pro.
Yeah. I'm just so bad at improv that I just know that this would not be.
Isn't that what we
For
do
me.
every week?
And I'm not great.
That's true. That's
I'm
why.
here, but I'm not great.
What? Maybe I'm not the problem with the podcast. Maybe I could be on the big picture.
Why does there even have to be a problem with the podcast?
There's no problem with the podcast, Katelynn. You're great. If anyone deserves to be on the Ringer network of podcasts, it's you.
Thank you. I
You're
really
welcome.
needed that. Thank you.
Anytime.
How about some favorite moments? Cinematic
okay,
favorite.
so Parker Posey performing the song Teacher's Pet, which I could not believe was actually a real song and not a parody that was created for this movie. My God, I really thought that was just a joke song. And when I looked it up afterwards, it's a Doris Day song and from a movie where I think I read it's an adult student and an adult teacher. So I guess from that perspective, maybe a little less terrible, but still just the words of the song are really, really problematic. And obviously they knew that.
And she didn't hold back on her dance
she definitely
moves
sexualized the performance.
Yeah.
So, that was unhinged and
she got
very
the
funny
role.
to me.
She got the role. That's all we'll say. She got the role.
Yeah. I think she brought it right up to the line.
I wrote down also then, Dr. Pearl and his singing audition because it was just very long and painful, refused to end, totally off key, but he was fully in it the whole time. Yeah. And that's the commitment. That's the commitment we're looking for.
I liked all of the auditions. They just every audition scene because the guy that just decides to do like a scene from Raging Bull and it's just like this button down accountant type being like, hey, did you fuck my wife? What? Yeah. Did you fuck my wife? And so, that was good. Yeah.
The other one that I wrote was the Pearl and Robertson's date when they went out to the restaurant and Sheila got crazy drunk and she starts talking about Ron's surgery. Throughout this whole movie, listeners, he alludes to his surgery, but he won't tell anybody what it is.
Yeah, it's implied that he's only left Blaine one time, and their job is a travel agents, by the way, but they've never actually left the city. He only did leave the city one time for this surgery that Katelynn is telling us about.
Yeah, and it was a penis reduction surgery, so it was just too big, and he's at first embarrassed, which is so funny, but then he asks Alan to look at it, even though he's an eye doctor. He's not like a penis doctor, so
yeah, he was about to whip it out. I kind of liked Catherine O'Hara just getting increasingly drunk. That was really funny, and it kind of goes in what I was saying about like kind of the sadness of being in a small town, because it's like these people that really desperately want to be friends but they don't know how, and then she gets inappropriately drunk and asks the wife what it's like to be with a circumcised man. Which great icebreaker. I would recommend that if you're ever trying to make friends as an adult.
It just felt like exactly what would happen if you were trying to make friends with like another couple and maybe you guys were introduced through someone else and you're like trying to find something similar to talk about, and it just means a lot more knowing like how good of friends they are. And so then they sat down and they were like, let's just go all out on this. Let's see what we can do here. I could really go for some Chinese food. That sounds good.
It does sound good. When doesn't it sound good?
And then the performance, like I said earlier, I wanted to make sure that we saw that scenes. So bad that it was perfectly mediocre and just it just, I think for me, like I said, watching them put it together throughout the whole movie, and you would get snippets of songs and you would get snippets of performances, and then just seeing it all come together, it was almost like I was in the room, like I was the one in the audience, and I finally got to see the performance that I've waited weeks for.
Hmm.
It was funny. It
It
was
was really funny. Did you have a
just
favorite
funny.
song?
I liked the alien one.
That one was
Um,
good.
but then the, like, what is it? Stool
Okay,
something? What do
Stool
they say? Stool?
Boom. Yeah. So Katie, since we've watched it, she keeps saying, working, making, some for selling, some for keeping, and she really finds
Yeah,
that
some
funny
for
because
selling,
yeah, I
some for
guess you
keeping,
would maybe
some for
keep
selling.
maybe keep some of your stools. I don't know. So yeah, I think that's the centerpiece of the show, and it is the best one. But they're all really good. Trying to think of what are the other ones. Penny for your thoughts. Corky's a real good romantic lead. You
Yeah.
can tell they've just got
Well,
some
yeah, and
heat,
then they
right?
had him in that costume as like a little kid, and they just put like that dunce cap on him. So, like, not the dunce cap, but with the little spinny thing on it, and try to make him like a little kid, and
The
it was just
little,
like
yeah.
really weird.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But they made the most of the script, and they made Corky's script, and they made the most of utilizing themselves as the characters and the costumes and all that other stuff. And yeah, it really did just seem like that local theater. They captured it perfectly.
They did, and I really enjoyed how, even though we know it's kind of bad, the entire town really likes it because it is something special about that weird little place that they call home. And
Hmm.
they get a standing ovation at the end, and I think they earned it.
Yep. And then my last one was Corky, don't kill yourself. We love you. I just thought that was so funny.
Well, I thought it was
And
funny
wasn't
too
he
because
just in the tub?
yeah, I was just in the tub. But like the second the talented person, like Corky quits and the talented person could maybe make this into a better version of what it is, they all immediately just run off set and
Hmm.
go to get Corky
They
back
all
because
run.
they are all in the shared delusion together.
Yep,
It's
definitely.
Chuck there.
Very good. Yeah, he's ready for me to be done. How about that
So's the
ending?
audience. Um, so
Matt
it
already
was
texted me.
sad.
He said wrap it up.
It was sad that Guffman never showed up, and you kind of see the light go out of their eyes. Like, before they realize it was just some guy sitting in his seat, they're popping bottles, and they
Yeah.
really think that this might be their ticket out of there. Clearly Guffman does not show, like Katelynn said. It was just some guy that was late and sitting in the wrong seat. So you feel bad for all of them. You see the light go out of their eyes a little bit, but then, I
Hmm.
mean, is it a little bit bittersweet at the end because it's 3 months later and they've all left Blaine. So obviously the performance, I think, has inspired them to try to do something else with their life. Like I said, that that sense of longing, like wanting your life to be a little different, wanting something to change, wanting to get away from where you're from.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eugene Levy is just singing for old ladies at a retirement home in Miami, but he's performing. Clearly that's something that meant a lot to him. So I hope I hope his wife moved with him to Miami
That's
because
what I was
she was such a
concerned about.
sweetie.
Yeah, I'm asking because you don't see her. Is she
Yeah,
there? And they had a newborn.
right.
So
Well, he doesn't seem like
did
the kind
he?
of guy that would leave his wife. So hopefully, she was really supportive of him too. So hopefully they're all just happy in Miami together. Um,
Yeah.
then yeah, we see the Albertsons. They have finally left Blaine. They're in California, and it looks like they've got a gig on a commercial. It's a non-speaking role, and no one
They're
wants to
just
put up with their
they're
shit.
just
But
staring, and he's like, "Smile, don't
mm-hmm.
smile, don't talk." Yeah, it was bittersweet to start. Shh, bittersweet to start. Stop! I'm finishing up. Bittersweet to start, but then you kind of see that they do use that newfound confidence to get out of the town.
They're at least trying something, and it's the same with Corky too. Like, we know Corky's never really going to be a star, but he does he's moved back to New York, and he's at least doing something that makes him happy. Um, and maybe he can continue to perform in an off Broadway theater.
Yeah,
I guess the only sad
definitely.
one is Parker Posey because she's just back at the DQ. She has moved to Alabama because her dad got out of prison early
They got
because
out
he
of
didn't
prison.
actually
Yeah.
murder anyone, but she is just back at the DQ. So she got away, but did she? Not really. So that one's a little sad.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's a nice coda for all the characters, though. This is going to be
I'm
our
sorry.
shortest episode of all time. With the cuts, it's probably going to come in like right at an hour. Yeah, what did you think about the ending? I know I just explained the whole thing.
No. I think, like you said, it kind of started out a little sad. Because, you wish that was Guffman and he was
Hmm.
coming back there to say, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And there was a minute of hope there too, because he says, do you think we could make it to Broadway? And he was like, yeah, because he was just a regular guy and he just
Yeah.
liked the show. And for a minute I was believing too. I was like, oh, that's great. They're going to do something with this. But there was, with everybody kind of leaving the town within the next 3 months, besides, Libby, who did leave, but, is still at
Kind
DQ
of.
because they'll always have her at DQ.
Mhm.
It's sort of hopeful, sort of sad.
Yeah. I think it finds that like middle spot where I guess if we want to look at it in a positive way, like art inspired these people to try to make something more of their lives.
Yeah. Art for art's sake. Enjoy.
And maybe they would be better off being, travel planners or dentists, but at least they're trying something new while they still have time.
And a lot of people don't.
Yeah. That's why we started a podcast. We're reaching
That
for the
is why we did
stars.
that. Yes. Like and subscribe, tell your friends. We're
Hmm.
trying to reach for the stars. Do you have any other miscellaneous thoughts?
No, not really.
Yeah, me neither. Make it a TV show. That's what
Or
I'll
just
say.
watch this movie. I would say just watch this movie
Yeah,
because
or
it's
watch
very
this,
good.
or watch
It gets Paul's
definitely because
seal
it
of approval.
exists. Great, amazing. Okay, do you have any non-movie shout-outs to wrap things up?
Well, Katie and I watched the first episode of the TV show Lanterns, and I quite enjoyed that. And then I also finished the third book in the series, Dungeon Crawler Carl, which Katie and I are also reading together. And lots of fun. It sounds completely ridiculous, and I put off reading it for years because I thought it sounded stupid. And it turns out it's funny and really good. So if you're a book fan,
Okay.
or I guess fantasy sci-fi fan, and you haven't read Dungeon Crawler Carl yet, I know it's been hot for years now. If you're on the fence like me, you should give it a chance.
Another seal of approval. My shout out, I know I talked about it last week, but I'm still not over the Kingdom Hearts announcement. So I'd like to give a shout out to Kingdom Hearts. I think I'm going to start playing again. I'm just so friggin' excited, dude. I'm so excited. We've been waiting a long time for this.
Yeah. I haven't played them.
That's okay. Just don't judge me if I dress up like Sora or something. I don't know.
I am in a constant state of judging you. That's basically what I do most of the time, all day, every day.
That's fair. I manifested this and I'm happy for myself, and that's all that matters.
I'm happy for you, even though I'm judging
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
so what is
you.
next, everyone? We will be without a new episode next week because we are ending Comedy Month, though Katelynn and I will still be hard at work recording an episode next week that will air when I'm on vacation. So the next episode you, the listeners, will actually hear will be... Katelynn, give me my theme song.
Paul's Media Corner.
It'll be this movie right here. Cemetery Man, or as I'm told I should call it by its proper Italian title, Della Morte dell'Amore. We will have Ray Straight on the show with us. And we're
That's
kicking
really hard
off
to see.
Spooky September. It is a pretty dark cover. And this
Yeah.
4K was actually gifted to me for my birthday by Ray Straight. So,
Oh, that was nice.
So yeah, everyone, I hope you're looking forward to having Ray back on the show.
Yeah, he's a great guest. We're excited to have him. Speaking of our guests and our friends and our listeners, and I don't know, I was trying to get somewhere with that. Like and subscribe to our show. We're on Instagram at theme.onscreen. I try to post twice a week, give you a little sneak peek of what's going on the show and embarrass us. We're also on Letterboxd. You can just search up Theme on Screen. And then we're on YouTube. Search there too. Theme on Screen, same name,
Yeah,
same
go
name,
search.
same place.
The link's going to be
Do it.
below, and whatever you're listening to this on, there should be links to all of our stuff, so you can just click on those.
Great.
And tell your
Make
friends.
it easy. Yeah, tell a friend. If you told one friend and then they all Venmo'd me $10. No, I'm kidding. I got to stop asking for money.
Well, maybe we should just start a Patreon. Just really ask for money.
Nobody wants that.
They can get the exclusive... Okay, I'm just going to stop. I don't have anything to say. We
That's all
had
right.
a great time with Comedy Month. I liked all but one of the movies. It's just harder to talk about comedies, so I don't know.
Yeah.
This was tough, but maybe we'll try it again sometime.
Maybe we're just not funny. Maybe we're just not meant for this.
Well, I think we can be funny without being able to talk about other funny.
Maybe next time we just repeat the jokes and see if we can laugh.
Just the two of us acting out the entire
Yeah.
movie, but only the
Yeah.
funny parts.
Yeah, we'll just go back and forth and see if we got anything there. See if there's
Okay.
anything to that.
Well, listeners, you know what you've got to look forward to next time we decide to do a comedy month.
Yeah.
So, yeah, until 2 weeks from now, I guess everyone enjoy yourselves and stay safe out there.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.